Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Memorial Field on the campus of Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity baseball contest between the hosting Needham High Rockets and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. We're off to a bit of a late start here today. This game was originally slated to start at 4 p.m. Brookline got here late. Might have been traffic, might have been trouble getting the bus, who knows. But what I do know is everybody's here now, and we're getting ready to get this game underway. So let's not waste any time, and let's go through the starting lineups for today. Let's start with the home team, Needham High Rockets. Leading off for Needham, the center fielder, number 3, Dylan Weinbaum. Batting second, the left fielder, number 7, Alex Giancola. Batting third, the right fielder, number 12, Max Casper. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 5, Adam Hess. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 24, Jack Levine. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 15, William O'Donnell. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 20, Kevin Barnett. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 17, Austin Robinette. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 6, Nate Solomon. Not batting in the order, but starting on the mound for Needham today, the pitcher, number 8, Jason Warich. Head coach of the Needham High baseball team is Rich Raymond. So that is the lineup for Needham. Now let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Leading off for Brookline today, the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Batting third and starting on the mound for Brookline today, number 12, Connor Jernigan. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, number 23, Elias Brendel. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 9, Nico Hart. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, Owen Hoffman. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 14, Avery Melton. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. And not batting in the lineup, just playing the field for Brookline today, the first baseman, number 16, Sam Polgreen. Head coach of the Brookline High baseball team is Brendan O'Connor. So that is the starting lineup for Brookline today. The Warriors come in with a 3-5 record, hoping to bounce back from a close 2-0 loss to Natick at home on Monday. Brookline lost both matchups against Needham last year. They lost their first game in Brookline by a final score of 8-4. The second game was played out here in Needham, and the Rockets took that one via mercy rule in 6 innings by a final score of 13-3. So Brookline hoping for some better fortunes. It's a new season, some new teams, and we're almost ready to get this one underway. At Memorial Field, on the campus of Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Baseball. my gosh, did he catch that? Ryan Kravitz with the acrobatics out in center. Swing and a miss. Dialchin Erickson gets out of the jam. He makes contact. This is into the outfield. Oh, it's always a late takeoff, but it skipped past the center fielder. Dr. off rounding third. Here he comes. Brookline wins. All right, Brookline just wrapping up their infield warm-ups before we get this one underway. Remember, as always, if you end up enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. Tomorrow I'll actually be on the volleyball court as the Brookline High boys volleyball team hosts Natick for a 4 o'clock game. And then next week I'll have 3 Brookline High baseball games on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with plenty more to come as the season goes. So be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribing to the channel can help. And as always, if there's anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. We got a good example of a simple message you can throw in the live chat from longtime watcher Barbara Jo Metzger. A very simple "Go Brookline." Thank you for the good vibes, Barbara. And what I always say is, I don't care which team you're rooting for. If you want to bring good vibes in the live chat, you can say "Go Brookline," "Go Needham." It's all the same to me. I'm just happy to see fans supporting these student athletes playing the game they love. If you want to give a shout out to any specific player, then I encourage you to do so. You might be watching a family member or a friend playing in today's game and want to give them a shout out. Maybe you want to let us know where you're tuning in from. You know, with these online live streams, folks can tune in from all over the world so long as they got a Wi-Fi connection. And so sometimes it's fun to hear all the different cities, states, even countries that people tune into these games from. And then on a slightly more serious side, if you do notice any technical difficulties, either with the audio or the video, I encourage you to let me know in the live chat. It might be something I don't notice on my end, and it might be something that I can fix. And then, of course, if you notice me getting any players' names wrong, this particularly for the Needham fans that are watching this live stream, if you notice me getting any names wrong, maybe I got some bad info on the roster I was given, or maybe I'm mispronouncing someone's name. Whatever the reason, again, I encourage you to correct me in the live chat, you know, because to me, part of giving these student athletes the best coverage I can means getting their names right. And we've got another note in the live chat from K. Jerniga, "Go Brookline." And I assume the Jerniga is probably short for Jernigan. And I assume that means a relation to Brookline's starting pitcher today, Connor Jernigan. You know, an interesting pattern that's been going on with a lot of these Brookline games is that we're seeing pitchers going up against teams that they pitched against last year. You know, we saw that with Charlie Engelman against Braintree. We saw that with James Dialchin Erickson on Monday against Natick. And now here we are seeing it with Connor Jernigan. He pitched the game that was played here at Memorial Field last May. He lasted 2+ innings, gave up 2 unearned runs on 3 hits and 1 hit by pitch with 3 strikeouts. He'll certainly be hoping to last a little bit longer, have a performance more reminiscent of the strong 5-inning outing he had against Sharon High School during spring break at Parsons Field, where he pitched 5 innings. I believe he gave up 1 run and only gave up a couple hits, I think no walks, and struck out about 7 in that outing. So he's definitely looking for something more similar to that here today. Speaking of James Dialchin Erickson, that is a player noticeably missing from Brookline's roster card today. not in the starting lineup or listed on the bench. For those of you who watched Monday's game, you remember that Dialchin Eriksson exited early in the third inning of that game with what appeared to be an injury to his pitching elbow. I hate to consider the worst possibility. You certainly hope for the best, but it is certainly a note of concern. I don't know if anybody has heard what Dialchin Eriksson's status is long term, but you certainly hope that we'll be able to see him back on the diamond sometime before this season's over. But for now, we keep moving forward. Some other things of note here with the Brookline lineup today. Elias Brendel batting cleanup for the first time this season. Brookline's sort of been shuffling around their batting order here still in this earlier part of the season. We're not even halfway through, but we are getting close to halfway through. We're about reaching the midpoint of the season, and Brookline is, just experimenting a little bit, trying to figure out where everybody's best spot to hit from is. And so with Brendel in cleanup, they've moved Jernigan up from the 4 spot to the 3 spot. Perhaps hoping they can give him some more opportunities to hit. Maybe some more opportunities with fewer than 2 outs, as that can be the risk when you put a guy at cleanup. One guy gets on base, and so you get to the cleanup guy, but there's 2 outs, and so there's less of an impact that he can have, and there's a little more pressure. That might be something they're experimenting with. So we'll see how that shakes out. For now, Needham's starting pitcher, Jason Warich, warming up. He was a relief pitcher in last year's game against Brookline here at Memorial. He pitched 3 shutout innings in relief to earn the win. Gave up just 1 hit and 1 walk while striking out 3. Here we go. We're starting this one off. Leading off for Brookline is the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch is low for ball 1. One and 0 the count. Swing and a miss there. That'll be strike 1. Sawada, as you can see, he's currently leading the team in a number of statistical categories. As he makes contact there, it's a 1-hopper over to short, fielded, thrown to first, and that's going to be out number 1. A simple 6-3 ground out. Now coming up, the designated hitter, number 8, Ben Doctoroff, excuse me. First pitch catches the corner for strike 1. Doctoroff so far this season, 3 for 12, 1 double, 4 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Makes contact as grounder, fielded well at third, thrown back to first, and that is going to be out number 2. So a couple of infield groundouts to start the inning for Brookline. Now coming up to the plate, the pitcher, number 12, Connor Jernigan. Big swing on the first pitch, but no dice, strike 1. Jernigan leading tied for the team lead in hits and RBI while having sole possession of the lead in doubles, as that one catches the zone for strike 2. 7 for 23 with 3 doubles, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 3 runs, and 4 RBI. And he goes down on 3 pitches. Jason Warich efficiently gets through the top of the first inning. Blink and you might have missed it. And we now get ready to move to the bottom of the first. 8 pitches was all it took for Jason Warich to get out of that inning. 3 pitches to Sawada for a ground out to short. 2 pitches to Doctoroff for a ground out to third, and 3 pitches to Jernigan for a strikeout. So now we get ready for the bottom of the first. Due up for Needham will be Dylan Weinbaum, Alex Giancola, and Max Casper. And we see taking to the mound for Brookline, number 12, Connor Jernigan. Jernigan making his 4th pitching appearance and 4th start so far this season. He's pitched 10 innings through his first 3 starts. He has a 1-1 win-loss record, a 2.10 ERA, a 1.30 WHIP, and 14 strikeouts. And like I said, half of those innings pitched and half of those Ks came in his last pitching outing against Sharon over spring break, as Brookline secured an 8-2 victory in that game, as Jernigan had a very strong 5-inning performance to earn his first pitching win of the year. Like I said last year, he did start against Needham here at Memorial Field. Got pulled early in the 3rd inning. Jernigan was operating on a bit of a pitch count limit as he was recovering from an injury last year. And his first 2 pitching outings this year were relatively short. 2 innings against Wellesley, 3 innings against Weymouth. But then he had that strong 5-inning outing against Sharon. You know, overall, he's been solid in every outing. He's, had some bad luck with giving up unearned runs, but overall pretty solid, as you saw his numbers so far this season. Strong ERA of 2.10. So the big question is going to be, how long he's going to last, how long is the leash on him today, and can he keep up that strong performance? Can he keep up that momentum from last week? So now we start the bottom of the first. Leading off for Needham, the center fielder, number 3, Dylan Weinbaum. First pitch misses high and outside, ball 1. Last week against Sharon, Jernigan threw about a dozen pitches before he threw his first called ball. But this time, the first pitch misses. That one catches the outside corner, strike 1. That one comes in low for ball 2. That one just outside, ball 3. 3-1, the count to Weinbaum. And that one catches the zone for strike 2. So we've got a full count here to the Needham leadoff man. Makes contact. It's a grounder charging in, and a bit of confusion over who was supposed to take it. And Weinbaum is going to reach on the fielding error. That's a situation where you've really got to call for it. as both Sawada and Brendel were charging after that one. And the resulting miscommunication allows Weinbaum to reach safely. That pitch catches the inside corner for strike one. At the plate for Needham right now, the left fielder, number 7, Alex Giancola. Weinbaum taking a sizable lead off from first, as this one is fouled off for strike two. Jernigan has now already thrown as many pitches as Warich did in the top of the first. Attempted pickoff throw, and Weinbaum dives back safely. Runner takes off. Pitch misses for a ball, and the runner slides in safe. Weinbaum successful on the steal, and it's now a 1-2 count to Giancola. Runner now in scoring position for the Rockets. That one's in there for strike three. Giancola goes down looking. One down. Up to the plate comes the right fielder, number 12, Max Casper. First one is sliced out of play, strike one. This one also sliced out of play, strike two. Early pitcher's count here to Casper. Weinbaum at second, one down here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts from Jernigan. And ever since that first battle against Weinbaum, he's been very efficient throwing strikes so far. Now batting, the third baseman, number 5, Adam Hess. That one catches the high outside corner for strike one. Jernigan painting that left side corner very well. The outside corner for righties, inside corner for lefties. This one's a grounder over to second, fielded cleanly by Hoffman, thrown to first, and that's the end of the inning. We are through one here at Memorial Field in Needham, Massachusetts. And we are scoreless after one. No hits and no walks issued by either pitcher so far. I'm going to double check on Game Changer and make sure I have the correct assessment of Weinbaum's first play, as I had that as a reach on error, but I like to double check with the team's Game Changer. Okay. I guess I'm somehow being locked out of that, so I won't be able to double check that until later. That's all right. In the meantime, Jason Warich returns to the mound for Needham after a dominant top of the first where he sent Brookline down in order. He'll be facing the 4-5-6 hitters, Brendel, Kravitz, and Hart. Leading off here for Brookline, the designated hitter, or no, the third baseman. Excuse me, I'm tripping on stuff today. Now batting the third baseman, number 23, Elias Brendel. First pitch, and he lifts it out to right. Right fielder going back, and he got it. Good tracking out and right by Casper, and that will be out number 1. Every pitcher likes to see a one-pitch out. Now coming up for Brookline, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz, as Kravitz takes strike 1. Wi-Fi seems to be getting a little fritzy here in the second inning. Let me know if that's becoming a problem as Kravitz takes strike 2. You know, sometimes on these particularly windy days, sometimes I don't know why, but the Wi-Fi just decides to go on the fritz with these live streams. And that's going to be a 3-pitch strikeout for Kravitz. As again, Warich making quick work of the Brookline hitters here in the second. Now batting for Brookline, the right fielder, number 9, Nico Hart. First pitch misses, ball 1. Hart tied for the team lead with 4 RBI. He's also 4 for 21 with a double, 4 walks, 2 steals, and 4 runs scored. Swing and a miss there. That'll be strike 1. Hard contact here, and it's chased down deep in the infield by the shortstop. Throw to first, not in time. Nico Hart reaches on an infield single. And so the inning continues for Brookline. Now coming up to the plate, the second baseman, number 2, Owen Hoffman. First pitch in there, strike 1. Hoffman so far this season 2 for 13, 2 walks, 2 runs, 1 RBI. That pitch comes in high for ball 1. Or actually, that's ball 2, according to the scoreboard. That pitch comes in low, and it's an early hitter's count at 3-0. And that one is in there for strike 1. A 3-1 count now to Hoffman. And that one misses. Ball 4. Brookline stringing a few things together here with 2 outs in the second. As Hoffman trots down to first, and it's now 2 runners on as up comes the catcher, number 14, Avery Melton. First pitch, big, swing and a miss, strike one. Melton has been playing in kind of a platoon for the catcher's spot alongside Ben Doctoroff, so not as many plate appearances as some other players, and he's still searching for his first hit of the year. Big situation here with 2 runners on and 2 down as Warich steps off the rubber. That pitch is in there for strike 2. Melton in the hole early in this count at 0-2. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Swing and a miss. Melton goes down trying to chase one outside. And that ends the top of the second. Brookline leaves 2 runners stranded. Still no score as we get ready for the bottom of the second. Brookline certainly hoping that that doesn't become a habit. Stranding runners was a big problem for them on Monday against Natick. And there they did get a small rally going, just a little too late in the inning, as they weren't able to move the runners along. We've got multiple nice notes in the live chat. From Jeffrey Melton, it's a great day for baseball. Go Warriors. Thanks for being there, Jesse. Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm happy to be here. From Kay Jerniga, yes, I'm Connor's dad. Happy to see you tuning in, Mr. Jernigan. And then from some other Brookline High student athletes, Eamon Boschel and Donnell O'Neill. Let's go, Connor. And then from the Needham side, from Joyce Weinbaum, isn't Dylan great? I'm his Nana in Florida, watching him steal second. Well, that's just sweet. Thank you so much for tuning in, Joyce. Like I said, I don't care which team you're rooting for. Anyone that's here to, give their support to these student athletes gets a thumbs up in my book. We move to the bottom of the second inning now. Connor Jernigan back on the mound after a pretty solid first inning. He'll be facing the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Needham, Levine, O'Donnell, and Barnett. First to the plate here in the bottom of the second for Needham, the first baseman, number 24, Jack Levine. First pitch is fouled off to the backstop, strike one. And Melton briefly takes his face mask off as the ump checks to make sure he's okay. That was a very weird sounding foul. It might have just bounced off the face mask or something like that. The coach is coming out to give an extra look at him. Whenever you see any kind of contact with the head, even when there's the face mask on, you always want to make extra sure. Oh gosh, I think they're calling in the trainer. Oh, come on. Not an injury 2 games in a row. First Yelch and Erickson on Monday, and now this. The way this is looking, it looks like they might be checking him out for a possible concussion. Ah, jeez. Okay, I think they gave Melton the thumbs up, and it looks like they did. Okay. Okay, that is good. You like to see that. You know, I always say whenever a player goes down hurt, you know, it doesn't matter who you're rooting for, you don't want to see that. But seeing a guy, you know, be given the all clear that he's okay, that you do want to see. You want to see these guys being okay. Again, my apologies for the things on your end as the viewers. Hopefully it's good enough, as Levine fouls that one off as well. Count is now 0-2. Oh, did he check? He did not check. He goes around, and that'll be strike 3. Now coming up with one down here in the bottom of the second, the shortstop, number 15, William O'Donnell. First pitch catches the zone for strike 1. Chases that one in the dirt for strike 2. That one comes in low, and this time it is not chased. That will be ball 1. This one's a grounder. Fielded over at second by Hoffman, thrown to first, and that's out number 2. Owen Hoffman has been a great asset in the field for Brookline this year. He's played a number of different positions. He's played second base, shortstop, might have played third at one point. He's played right field, played him all over, even pitcher, as this first pitch is sliced foul for strike 1. With 2 down and the base is empty, at the plate for Needham is the designated hitter, number 20, Kevin Barnett. That pitch just misses ball 1. And that one's going to miss high and away for ball 2. And that one's in there for strike 2. Two and two, now the count to Barnett. And that one misses for ball 3. If it had been in the zone, Barnett would have had a chance to try and run to first as that popped out of Melton's glove, but instead it's a full count. And that one misses low, ball 4. Barnett with the 2-out walk puts a runner on for the second baseman, number 17, Austin Robinette. First pitch fouled off, strike 1. That one comes in over Robinette's head. That'll be ball 1. And an attempted pickoff, and Barnett dives back safely. 1-1, still the count to Robinette. Contact. It's a blooper into left, and Kravitz is under it for out number 3. So both teams managed to put a runner on with 2 down in the second inning, but neither team able to get a run across. The pitcher's duel continues into the third inning. No score at the end of 2. Some more nice notes in the live chat from Nancy Warich-Fishman. This is Jason's grandma from Durham, North Carolina. So great to see him pitch. Go Needham. Happy to see you tuning in, Nancy. And yes, Jason has definitely given you plenty of reasons to cheer through these first 2 innings. And he'll be trying to continue that momentum here in the third, as he'll be facing the 9-1 two-hitters from Brookline, Siegel, Sawada, and Doctoroff. Brookline started to get things going with 2 down in the second with an infield single by Nico Hart and a walk by Owen Hoffman. But we're not able to bring the runners home. Like I said, leaving runners stranded was a problem for the Brookline offense on Monday against Natick and their southpaw pitcher Charlie Collins, who pitched a complete game shutout for the Red Hawks. So now Brookline making another try at their offense here in the top of the third. Leading off, the center fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Siegel so far this season, 4 for 24, 1 walk, a team leading 4 hit by pitches, 3 steals, 2 runs, and he's tied for the team lead with 4 RBI. As he slices this one into the air, it's being tracked and caught by the first baseman, Levine, for out number 1. Now we cycle back to the top of the order for Brookline. Now up the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Sawada, his last time up, he grounded out to short. This one comes in high, ball 2. That one curves in the zone, strike 1. And he bloops this one foul for strike 2. Scoreboard has it as only 1 ball, but I think it is 2-2 the count. Reaches out and fouls it off again. Sawada stays alive at 2-2. That one comes in high. And I think that's a full count. But again, the scoreboard shows only 2 balls so far. And that one's going to miss. And I was right. That is ball 4. So the scoreboard was off by 1. I was right. And Sawada adds to his team-leading walk count. That is his 9th walk of the season. Now coming up, the designated hitter, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Warich checks on Sawada over at first. Sawada is the Brookline team leader in steals. He's got 4 so far this season. And Doctoroff tries to bunt, but it goes foul. I like the strategy. Doctoroff's a pretty solid bunter. And Sawada is a guy you like to move into scoring position. But got to get it in play. Throw back to first again. That pitch in there, strike 2, and that time Doctoroff not showing bunt, so I guess that was more of a sneak bunt strategy than anything else. Now he's going to be swinging with an 0-2 count. And that one just misses ball 1. Slice this one foul, and Doctoroff stays alive at 1-2. That one in the dirt. Sawada takes off and reaches second. I'll have to check later, and whoops, that's not a reset of the count. Simply ball 2. You know, sometimes reflex. A play happens and you think, oh, we're resetting the count now, but nope, just a stolen base. 2-2 the count to Doctoroff. Reaches out and pops this one foul and out of play. Doctoroff continues to battle at 2-2. So I'll have to go back and check the records later to see if they gave Sawada the stolen base or if they said he advanced on a wild pitch. I feel like in that situation you give him the steal, but I am not the official scorekeeper, so that's not up to me. That one comes in high for ball 3. Doctoroff is not letting Warich get out of this at bat easily. Count is now full. Oh, delayed swing. Strike 3. Doctoroff hesitated on that one. I think his initial instinct was to take for ball 4, but then he noticed a little too late that was going to hit the zone and swung well behind it. 2 down now with a runner at second. Now up the pitcher, number 12, Connor Jernigan. Jernigan takes on 3 pitches his last time up. He'll be hoping for something big here with Sawada in scoring position. Timeout is called before Warich can throw the pitch. That one's going to miss outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Jernigan's got this big swing that can be really dangerous when he gets bat on ball, but can also lead to a lot of whiffs. High risk, high reward. Now staring down a 1-2 count. And he makes contact, and that's going out to center. Center fielder tracking it, and he's got the catch for out number 3. Brookline leaves 1 stranded in scoring position there. And we are still scoreless going into the bottom of the 3rd. Coming up for Needham will be their 9-1-2 hitters, Solomon, Weinbaum, and Giancola. And while this game might have had a late start, we are just breezing through these first few innings. As so far, the pitchers and the fielders behind them have been taking care of business, but you know, anyone who knows baseball knows that it's all about what you do in the next inning, because that next inning could be that inning where everything blows up. So you just have to keep it going. You know, 1 inning after the next, 1 out after the next, 1 pitch after the next. Jernigan returning to the hill for his 3rd inning of work. His last time pitching against Needham, he was pulled early in the 3rd inning with no outs, so officially counted as pitching 2+ innings. 1 out here in this inning would officially make this a longer outing in terms of innings pitched. And the first batter he'll be facing here in the bottom of the 3rd is the Needham catcher, number 6, Nate Solomon. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. That one catches the inside corner, strike 1. Jernigan's been liking to paint the outside corner against righties, but there he goes inside. That one comes in well high, ball 2. This one's a grounder, fielded by Brendel, thrown to first, but it pulled Polgreen off the bag. And so the throwing error is going to allow Solomon to reach. And they're going to put in a courtesy runner for their catcher, Solomon. I'm going to check the roster to see who that is. In the meantime, stepping up to the plate is the center fielder, number 3, Dylan Weinbaum. First pitch, Weinbaum cracks it. That's going to go out into right. That's going to be a clean base hit. Picked up by Hart. Thrown down to third. The courtesy runner tried to chase it. And they got him! Nico Hart, with no hesitation, throwing that cannon down to third base to catch the lead runner. So instead of 2 runners on with nobody out, instead it's 1 on and 1 out, as up comes the left fielder, number 7, Alex Giancola. First pitch in there for strike 1. Attempted pickoff throw, and Weinbaum dives back safely. Giancola, his last time up, he went down on strikes. Another pickoff attempt for Weinbaum. Weinbaum did steal second his last time on the base paths, as Brookline knows he's a threat. This one's a hard grounder. It's chased down by Hoffman, but he just barely blocks it. And I think you can mark that one a single for Giancola. You know, maybe they mark it as a fielding error, but I don't know. Either way, 2 runners on with 1 out. And now up comes the right fielder, number 12, Max Casper. Needham's starting to string things together here in the bottom of the third. Chases that one low for strike 1. Casper, his last time up, he also went down on strikes. But now coming on with 2 runners on off back-to-back singles. That one is inside for ball 1. Close to hitting him. Runner's taking off, and it's juggled by Melton. 2 runners now in scoring position. And that's going to be a 2-1 count. So Weinbaum with his second stolen base of the day as he takes third. Giancola takes second. And it was perfectly timed as that ball popped out of Melton's glove, making it so it wasn't even a contest. 2-1 the count to Casper, now with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out. This one is cracked out to left, and that's going to go past Kravitz. That's going to score both runners, and it's going to send the batter down to second as Max Casper registers a 2-run double to crack open the scoring here in the third. Weinbaum and Giancola both score. Needham takes a 2-0 lead as up comes the third baseman, number 5, Adam Hess, and now a steal of third is successful for Casper. Pitch itself was a ball. So that is the second steal of third base from Needham base runners today. And they don't have a dropped pitch to blame on that one. Needham just outran him. 1-0 the count to Hess. As that one is also going to miss for ball 2. That one gonna miss as well, ball 3. Last time up, Hess grounded out to second, but he's now got a hitter's count here at 3-0. That one's down Broadway, however, strike 1. That one is going to be tipped for strike 2. Full count now to Hess. Casper stands at third, 1 down. Needham up 2-0. And that one comes inside, and Hess draws the free pass. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. Up comes the first baseman, number 24, Jack Levine. And he tried to take off, and they caught him! Oh my gosh! Jernigan hadn't even really settled in, and Hess just a little overeager there on the base paths. And once again, Brookline staying aware, and they catch Hess stealing second. First pitch is going to be strike 1 to Levine. This one is tipped for strike 2. Oh, and 2 the count. And this one is going to be skied out into foul territory and out of play. So Levine stays alive at 0-2. Levine went down on strikes his last time up. Now battling here with an 0-2 count and 2 down with a runner at third. Lifts this one out to right, and it bounces past the right fielder. This is going to be another RBI double at least, as Levine stops at second. Another big double, this time to right field, as the Rockets add to their lead with 1 more. It's now 3-0. Up comes the shortstop, number 15, William O'Donnell. That one comes in low for ball 1. And that one has got to feel tough for a pitcher. You've got the hitter at an 0-2 count. You're 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. And then he does that. That one is tipped for strike 1. Levine was ready to take off for third, but they say O'Donnell got a piece of it. And that will be a foul tip for strike 1. O'Donnell grounded out to second his last time up. A lot of Needham hitters having much more success with their second time around against Jernigan, as this one is going to miss outside for ball 2. And this one is cracked out to left center. It's being raced after, and it's going to go all the way near to the fence. Another extra base hit as O'Donnell pulls up with a double. The third RBI double, and this might be the end of the day for Jernigan, as this inning has gotten well out of hand for Brookline. Apologies for the probably shoddy camera work on that last hit. I literally cannot see my viewfinder on my video camera because of how sunny it is today. But back-to-back RBI doubles from Levine and O'Donnell after Casper brought in the first 2 with a double of his own. And they've been all over the field. We saw one go down left field, one go down right field, and that one went out to left center. This one is lifted. First base side and out of play. So that'll be strike 1 to the designated hitter, number 20, Kevin Barnett. Barnett drew a 2-out walk his last time up, but was left stranded as he takes strike 2 there. There is action going in the Brookline bullpen. They've got number 11, Nate Kessler, warming up as a potential reliever. That one misses outside, ball 1. And that one is going to be fouled out of play. Barnett continues to battle at 1-2. This one is going to get through the gap and into right field. It's picked up by Hart. Hart chucks it for home. It's not cut off, but they can't get there in time. Wheeling around the bases, O'Donnell comes in to score run number 5 for the Rockets. The Needham offense has exploded here in the bottom of the 3rd. It is now 5-0 with a runner at first now and 2 out. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. At the plate is the second baseman, number 17, Austin Robinette. And I think that pitch... Oh, both pitches were strikes. For some reason, I thought the first one was a ball. Attempted pickoff throw gets away from Polgreen, and that's going to be a free trot down to second for Barnett. So Barnett moves to second on the E1. And it looks like they're going to be bringing in a courtesy runner. This is going to be number 4, Chris Matosian. And this one is going to dribble foul, and Robinette stays alive at 1-2. One and two down, runner at second. This one is lifted out to right, and it's caught by Hart. And that is going to finally bring the bottom of the third to a merciful end. The Needham offense comes alive in the bottom of the third, and they hang 5 runs on the board. Through 3, our score, the Needham Rockets 5, the Brookline Warriors 0. You know, I hate to say it, I might have jinxed that one for Jernigan and the Warriors. But like I said, you know, you get off to a good start, but all it takes is just one bad inning for things to get completely out of control. And that is exactly what has happened for Brookline. Six hits for the Rockets in that inning. 3 of them doubles. And it's not even like you can blame that on any fielding mistakes. There was a reach-on error to start the inning, but that runner was gunned down on the very next play on a very heads-up throw from right field by Nico Hart. And even then, Brookline took advantage of an attempt at being sneaky on the base paths by Hess as Jernigan threw him out at second trying to steal. So Brookline got a couple of clutch outs actually that prevented it from being much worse than it really could have been. Now leading off here on the top of the fourth, the third baseman, number 23, Elias Brendel. Brendel takes ball 1. That one comes in high, ball 2. Brendel, his last time up, he flew out to right field. That one hits the zone for strike 1. Brendel hits a grounder foul up the first base side. Now a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, and Brendel goes down on strikes. Chase the high heat to the outside corner there. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Now batting, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz as he hits a grounder over to third, thrown to first, and that's going to be out number 2. Now with 2 down, up comes the right fielder, number 9, Nico Hart. Hart so far the only batter with a base hit for Brookline so far. He reached on an infield single back in the second inning as he takes ball 1. Chases that one high, strike 1. And good contact out to left, and that is going to head down the left field line. Hart is going to hold at first with his second hit of the day. So Hart with another 2-out single. And now up comes the second baseman, number 2, Owen Hoffman. Hoffman last time up, he drew a walk as he takes high ball 1 there. Now up in a very similar scenario with 2 down and Hart at first. Swing and a miss, strike 1. This one is fouled off for strike 2. Hoffman behind in the count, 1-2. Hart takes off, pitch comes in high, throw down to second is not going to be in time. Hart successful as he steals second. Two and two now the count to Hoffman. This one comes in high for ball 3. Full count, 2 outs. Hart at second here in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss, and Hoffman goes down on strikes. Brookline leaves a runner stranded in scoring position for the 3rd straight inning as their offensive woes continue. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, the score, Needham 5, Brookline 0. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change for Brookline. On the mound now for the Warriors, number 11, Nate Kessler. So that ends the day for Jernigan after 3 innings and 5 earned runs. He will be the pitcher on record for the loss if the lead does not change. Looking at Kessler's stats so far for this season, he's made 2 appearances before this, both in relief. He's registered 6.1 innings pitched and 1 save, the only save for Brookline so far this season. He's got an ERA of 2.21, a whip of 1.58, and 7 strikeouts. So needless to say, Kessler's been solid on the mound so far this season. And Jernigan staying out there for Brookline as he takes Sam Polgreen's spot at first. So that would allow Brookline to keep the same batting order. Since Polgreen was registered as a non-hitting fielder, that means Kessler can effectively take his spot in the batting order and basically be a non-batting pitcher so that Jernigan can stay as a hitter. But in the meantime, it's not Brookline's time to hit, and they will be facing the 9-1-2 hitters, the same 9-1-2 hitters they faced at the start of the third, as literally everyone got a chance at the plate last inning. Brookline will be hoping to get through this one a little faster with a new pitcher. Leading off for Needham, the catcher, number 6, Nate Solomon. First pitch from Kessler is high for ball 1. Solomon led off the third inning by reaching on an E5. His courtesy runner was later thrown out at third. And that's going to be a high ball 2. That one just misses low and away for ball 3. That one catches the zone, strike 1. This one is fouled off for strike 2. Full count now to Solomon as Kessler has battled back a little from the early 3-0 count. But that will be ball 4 as that misses low and away. And once again, they are going to send out the courtesy runner. And it will be the same runner, number 11, Ollie Gannon. Now coming up for Needham, the center fielder, number 3, Dylan Weinbaum. First pitch fouled off, strike 1. Weinbaum has singled and reached on an error so far today. He has stolen 2 bases and scored 1 run. So a productive day so far for the Rockets center fielder. Runner taking off, and this pitch skips in the dirt, and that's going to be an easy steal for Gannon. Hits a high chopper over to short, fielded by Sawada, thrown to first, and they got him for out number 1. Now coming up, the left fielder, number 7, Alex Giancola. And a turnaround check on Gannon over at second. As he dives back to the bag. He's taking off for third. Pitches in, throw down to third. Got him! Avery Melton would not be got at third base again. This time he's the one doing the getting as he guns down Gannon at third base. Not sure what the pitch itself was called. I think it was a ball, but I'm really not sure. The scoreboard has not updated. But either way, it is now two down and bases empty. As the aggression on the base paths backfires for the Rockets. This one swung on, might have been tipped, but either way, it's strike one. 2-1, the count to Giancola, who is 1 for 2 so far today. This one skips in the dirt for ball 3. Giancola has a single, a strikeout, a steal, and a run scored. And he now has a 3-1 count with 2 down here in the 4th. That one in there for strike 2. And he fouls this one out of play and stays alive with a full count. That one's going to miss outside, and that'll be ball 4. Giancola gets the free pass to first. And now coming up is the batter who really provided the big spark of last inning's rally. The right fielder, number 12, Max Casper. And that's a check swing foul for strike 1. Casper launched a double down the left field line that brought in both Weinbaum and Giancola for Needham's first runs of the game. That really exploded things as Casper later came in to score on a double by Levine. And he pops this one foul and out of play. That'll be strike 2. "5-0, the Needham lead. Runner on first and 2 down and an 0-2 count to Casper. Runner takes off, and the pitch misses outside for ball 1 as Giancola steals second. And that one's going to come in high for ball 2. And that one just misses outside, ball 3. Kessler trying to paint the corners here, but keeps on missing. And now it's a full count to Casper. And that one almost hits him, and that's going to be ball 4. Back-to-back full count walks. And now 2 runners on. And up comes the third baseman, number 5, Adam Hess. That one comes in high for ball 1. This is one thing you got to watch out for, especially with relievers at the high school level, as we've now got a meeting at the mound with Kessler, his catcher, and his coach. You know, sometimes you come in and your rhythm's just not there because you're coming into a game that's not just starting. You know, you're coming in the middle of something. And there have been moments here and there where Kessler has had trouble with dealing too many free passes. Even in games where he's ultimately pitched well, the walks have been an issue. He's now issued 3 free passes throughout this inning. As that one comes in high, ball 2. That pitch he actually threw right as the first train whistle was blowing. And that one is popped up and goes foul. That one was over the head of Jernigan and was heading into shallow right field. But it curves foul, and so it'll be a 2-1 count to Hess. That one is in there for strike 2. 2-2. 2 men on, 2 out. Hard grounder, juggled, but scooped up by Jernigan, and he races to first to beat Hess to the bag for out number 3. So Needham threatens but does not score. But they still hold a very comfortable lead through 4. The score, the Needham High Rockets 5, the Brookline High Warriors 0. At this 4th inning intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number has remained steadily high ever since. The food pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight against hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online to brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help the food pantry to feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And remember, as always, you can see all that information, website, and phone number for our local charity spotlight down in the description section down below. First pitch at the top of the 5th is low for ball 1. Jason Warich back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Up to the plate for Brookline is the catcher, number 14, Avery Melton. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. This one is lifted. It's into foul territory, and it looks like it's going to go out of play. Melton went down on strikes his last time up. That one is going to miss outside, ball 2. 2-2, the count to Melton. Makes contact here, and that's going to go up the middle to center field. Avery Melton has his first hit of the year. So a nice little bright spot there from Melton in what has been a tough game for Brookline, and they are going to send in a courtesy runner for their catcher. That is number 18, Alec Robin. Now at the plate for Brookline, the center fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1. Siegel, his last time up, he popped out to first. Fouls this one off, strike 1. And that one is high for ball 2. Robin takes off, pitches in for a strike, and Robin heads down to second with a stolen base. No throw from the catcher that time. 2-2 the count to Siegel. And he lifts this one out to center. Center fielder's under it as the catch, and Robin holds at second. So that will be the first out of the inning. Now we cycle back around to the top of the order, now batting the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. That one misses high and in. Ball 2. And now the catcher, Solomon, coming out for a brief talk with Warich. Alec Robin, the courtesy runner, stands at second. One down here on the top of the 5th. That one in the zone for strike 1. Shows bunt, but pulls back. And Robin is going to take third on the wild pitch. Oh, and are the officials meeting to see if that pitch hit anything? Because I mean that came very close to hitting Sawada. But after the discussion, no change in the call. So it's simply a 3-1 count to Sawada. Runner now at third. That one in the zone for strike two. Full count now. Makes contact, lifts it out to right. Right fielder charging in. He cannot catch it. It goes past him. Sawada racing down to second. He slides in. He's out at second. Robin does come in to score the game's first run, but Sawada gets thrown out trying to stretch that one into a two base. And so it'll be 2 down, and up comes the designated hitter, number 8, Ben Doktoroff, with 2 down and the base is empty. And this one is a high dribbler up the third base line, and that's going to be foul. 1-1 the count. Doktoroff, his last time up, he struck out, and before that he grounded out. That one misses, ball 2. 2-1 the count. That one comes in high for ball 3. Oh, my mistake. They switched in. This is Nate Kessler now batting instead of Doktoroff, and it's Kessler who draws the free pass. So Kessler, the relief pitcher, draws a 2-out walk. Okay, so now I understand the change. Kessler came on at pitcher, and Jernigan moved to first, and then Kessler, instead of taking Jernigan's spot, he took Doktoroff's spot at the DH. I thought since Polgreen came out, he might have taken Polgreen's spot as a non-spot in the order, but in fact they brought him in to hit. And now Kessler will be on base for Connor Jernigan. After a meeting at the mound, they stick with Warich with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. That one is going to skip in the dirt off the catcher's mask, and Kessler is going to take second. So that'll be ball 1. One and 0 the count to Jernigan. This one comes in high, and that'll be ball 2. Jernigan, his last time up, he flew out to center, and before that he struck out. Brief timeout from the officials. That one misses, ball 3. And that one is taken for strike one. 3-1 the count, 2 down. Kessler stands at second. Brookline trails Needham 5-1. And that one's high, ball 4. So Jernigan draws a free pass. And now there are 2 runners on. And up to the plate comes the third baseman, number 23, Elias Brendel. And again, we've got another meeting at the mound with Warich, who has now issued back-to-back walks. He's thrown 4 2/3 innings so far. If he leaves the game now, he still will be the pitcher on credit for the win. And it looks like that is what's going to happen, as we see someone trotting in. That is going to be the end of the day for Warich. 4 2/3 innings, 1 run allowed. As he has pitched at least 4 innings, he is, as the starter, able to be credited with the win. Coming on the mound now for the Rockets will be number 14, Peter Cohen. Sorry about that, folks. Need to take a brief water break there. So now with the warm-up throws completed, Peter Cohen steps onto the hill for the Rockets with 2 down and 2 runners on, as up comes the third baseman, number 23, Elias Brendel. First pitch inside, ball 1. Now we got a timeout called. Brendel, his last time up, went down on strikes back in the 4th inning. Before that, he flew out to right back in the 2nd. That one is inside as well for ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 2-1 the count. And that one, I believe, was called inside again, so that is ball 3. And that one skips in the dirt for ball 4. So Brendel walks to load the bases. And with 2 down, Brookline has the bases juiced for the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. That pitch in there for strike 1. As the sun starts to set here in Needham, I can tell I definitely picked the wrong side to shoot from, and I apologize for that, folks. Seemed like the sun was going to be in my face if I shot from the other side of the field, but clearly I misread that. That pitch comes in high for ball 1. 1-1, the count to Kravitz. His last time up, he grounded out to third, and before that, he struck out. So 0-2 so far. Looking to make something happen here with the bases loaded and 2 down. Makes contact, and it's chased down by the shortstop, but he's not going to be able to get anyone. Ryan Kravitz with the RBI infield single. Kessler comes in to score on that play. And now Brookline trailing by just 3. Up comes the right fielder, number 9, Nico Hart. Hart is 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles. And he skies this one. It's going to stay in the infield. Shortstop's under it, and he's got the catch for out number 3. So Brookline gets a couple runs on the board, but ultimately still trails. Score going into the bottom of the 5th. Needham 5, Brookline 2. Kessler back on the mound for another inning of relief here in the bottom of the 5th. He will be facing the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Levine, O'Donnell, and Barnett. You know, an interesting pattern we've seen throughout this game is how aggressive base running is clearly a big part of both of these teams' strategies, but at the same time, how much it's backfired for both of them. I mean, for Needham, they've had 3 base runners thrown out on the base paths over the last 2 innings. And for Brookline, of course, that play where Sawada was trying to stretch out what looked to be a 1-base E9. Looked like he was trying to stretch it out to 2 bases. He gets gunned down. And with the flurry of walks that came after that, you know, both teams, as a result of this aggressive base running, particularly the rallies that have happened for both Needham and Brookline after those runners got gunned down, you can see how sometimes being over-aggressive kind of hurts. Like, clearly it is a part of this team's play style, and you understand why. There's a lot of benefits to that style of play, but it can backfire when things go wrong. First pitch to Levine from Kessler is a strike. That pitch in there too, strike 2. One and two now the count after that high ball 1. And that's a check swing foul. Count remains 1 and 2. That pitch is going to miss. Ball 2. And that's in there, strike 3. Levine goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Now up comes the shortstop, number 15, William O'Donnell. Hard crack right at the shortstop, Sawada. He throws to first, and he's got him for out number 2. Now coming up, the designated hitter, number 20, Kevin Barnett. That pitch is going to miss for ball 1. That one, I believe, caught the outside corner. That'll be strike 1. This one's a hard crack of the bat. That's going to drop out and right. It's taken off one hop by Hart, and it's going to be a clean single for Barnett. It's 2 down and 1 on now, as up comes the second baseman, number 17, Austin Robinette. That pitch misses outside, ball 1. That pitch misses outside, ball 2. That pitch gonna miss low, ball 3. And that's a 4-pitch walk. Pitch is starting to get away from Kessler as he deals a 4-pitch walk there to Robinette. Now 2 runners on as up comes the catcher, number 6, Nate Solomon. That pitch is in there for strike 1. And that one's going to be fouled off for strike 2. Brief timeout called. That pitch is going to get away as both runners are going to advance. Barnett now at third, Robinette at second. 1-2, the count to Solomon. In there, strike 3. Needham provides a brief scare that they could have broken the game open even further, but ultimately Kessler gets out of the jam with no score. The score at the end of 5, the Needham High Rockets 5, the Brookline High Warriors 2. So Brookline will be sending its 7, 8, 9 hitters to the plate this inning. Hoffman, Melton, and Siegel. And I think we've got another new pitcher on the mound. We do. Needham bringing in another pitcher, so Peter Cohen. After pitching a third of an inning, he's done for the day. And now in comes number 18, Thomas Buckley. I don't think you guys can hear it too much over the wind cover I got on my mic, but the wind has been blowing throughout the day here today in Needham. It's made for a fairly chilly spring day here in late April. So far I haven't seen really any plays where I felt like the wind played a huge factor, but that potential is always there. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the 6th, the second baseman, number 2, Owen Hoffman. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Buckley waiting for the pitch he likes. And now the pitch. That one He's going to be fouled off for strike 2. Hoffman, last time up, struck out. Before that, he walked. So 0 for 1 so far today. And he makes contact here. It's going to go out to center, but it's going to be caught out in center field. Hung in the air just a little too long. And it was tracked by Weinbaum for out number 1. Now coming up, the catcher, number 14, Avery Melton. Last time up, Melton got a single for his first hit of the season, and his courtesy runner, Alec Robin, later came in to score. First one hits the zone, strike 1. Brookline's got just 2 more innings to try and get 3 runs back. As that one is going to miss high for ball 1. That one skips in the dirt, ball 2. 2-1, the count to Melton. 1 down, bases empty here on the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Swing and a miss. Melton goes down on strikes. Two down now, and up comes the center fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. Siegel has popped out to first and flown out to center. Hits one right at the third baseman, and that is going to end the inning. It was good contact from Siegel, but right at Hess. And that ends the top of the 6th inning. The score still Needham 5, Brookline 2. And we are going to have another change at pitcher for Brookline. Taking over on the hill for Kessler will be number 9, Nico Hart. So with Hart taking over at the on the mound, Elias Brendel is going to move from third base out to right field. And then taking Brendel's place at third is going to be number 17, Charlie Engelman. As you can see, the stats for Hart so far, he's had 2 pitching performances before today, 1 start, 1 in relief. He's thrown 9 total innings. He's got a 1-0 record with a 3.11 ERA, a 1.44 WHIP, and 9 strikeouts. It'll be the 1, 2, 3 hitters due up for the Rockets. Weinbaum, Giancola, and Casper. The warm-up throws are done, and now stepping into the box for the Rockets, number 3, the center fielder, Dylan Weinbaum. Weinbaum, his last time up, he grounded out to short. Before that, he singled, and before that, reached on an E5. So 1 for 3 with 2 stolen bases and a run scored so far today. First pitch from Hart catches the outside corner for strike 1. That pitch comes in low for ball 1. That one's going to skip in the dirt for ball 2. That's a hard grounder, scooped up by Sawada at short, thrown to first, and just barely Jernigan gets his toes back on the bag for out number 1. And really, that's an ability that Jernigan brings that, Brookline doesn't really have anyone else that can do what he does at first, just because no one else is as big as Jernigan. As that's going to be ball 1 to the left fielder, number 7, Alex Giancola. Did I say number 6? I meant number 7. That is ball 2 to Giancola. That pitch in there for strike 1. That pitch way out there for ball 3. And again, you see this effect of players being brought in the middle of a game. It can sort of throw off their rhythm. That one in there for strike 2. Hart still keeping with it. He's got it to a full count now. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Up comes the right fielder, number 12, Max Casper. First pitch going to miss low, ball 1. Did that one hit him? They're going to say yes, it did. Max Casper with the 2-out hit by pitch. And that brings up the third baseman, number 5, Adam Hess. That one high and inside, ball 1. Hess 0 for 2 so far today with a walk. And he fouls that one off for strike one. And that one hits him. Back-to-back hit by pitches. And now 2 runners on for the Rockets as Melton now comes out to talk with Hart. And now coming up, the first baseman, number 24, Jack Levine. Levine, his last time up, he went down on strikes to lead off the 5th inning. Of course, he also had an RBI double during that big rally back in the 3rd as he takes high ball 1. And that's high ball 2. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. That one comes in high for ball 3. Or is it? The scoreboard says the count is 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that time I was off on my count, and the scoreboard was on it. So again, a brief scare late in that inning as control started to get away from Hart briefly, but ultimately no more scores put on the board. And still, both teams have only scored in a single frame so far today. Needham, all 5 of their runs coming in the 3rd inning. Well, for Brookline, all 2 of their runs coming in the 5th. Through 6 innings here at Memorial Field, the score, the Needham High Rockets 5, the Brookline High Warriors 2. And Brookline is going to be sending the top of the order up to the plate. To face Buckley for their last chance to try and make this comeback happen. So I know Sawada is going to be batting first, and I know Jernigan's going to be batting third. I'm not sure. Maybe Engelman will be batting second because Kessler has been taken out of the game. And he took Doctorow's spot, Doctorow's original spot as second in the order. And Kessler was replaced by Hart, who's already got a spot. And then Engelman came in as a sub at third base. Either way, first up, we have the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada hits a hard grounder, but it's tracked by the second baseman, thrown to first, and they just barely get him for out number 1. Sawada made it a contest at first, but ultimately could not beat the throw. And I was right. In fact, coming up is the third baseman, number 17, Charlie Engelman. Engelman so far 2 for 11 this season with 1 RBI. And he takes the first pitch for ball 1. That pitch catches the corner for strike 1. And that one comes in high for ball 2. That pitch is going to miss outside for ball 3. 3-1 now, the count to Engelman. He has not drawn a single free pass in 11 plate appearances so far this season, but he is 1 ball away from drawing his first here. But instead he fouls that one off. Strike 2. And that one misses, ball 4. Engelman battles his way to his first walk of the year. And Brookline's got a runner on board. As up comes the first baseman, number 12, Connor Jernigan. First pitch, Jernigan cracks it, but it's right at third. Thrown to second, that's 1. On to first, and they get the double play to finish the ball game. The final score here at Memorial Field, the Needham High Rockets 5, the Brookline High Warriors 2. Let's go through a quick recap of the game before we wrap up this live stream. In the top of the first, Brookline went down in order. In the bottom of the first, Needham had 1 player reach on an error and then steal second, but could not bring him in. Top of the second, Brookline got 2 runners on with 2 outs, but could not advance them. Bottom of the second, Needham got 1 runner on with 2 outs, but could not advance. Top of the third, Brookline got a runner on with a walk and a steal of second, but could go no further. And then it was the bottom of the third where the scoring really started to explode, and Needham would end up getting all 5 of the runs it needed. After the leadoff batter reached on an error, Dylan Weinbaum followed up with a single, although the lead runner was thrown out at third on a nice play by Nico Hart. Then Alex Giancola followed up with another single. Then those 2 runners stole second and third. And then Max Casper came through with a big 2-run double down the left field line to put Needham on the board. Casper would then steal third. Adam Hess drew a walk, but was then caught trying to steal second. Jack Levine doubled to bring in Casper. Will O'Donnell doubled to bring in Levine. Kevin Barnett singled to bring in O'Donnell. And that would be the end of the scoring for Needham in that inning and for the game. But that would ultimately be all they needed. In the top of the fourth, Brookline again got a runner on with 2 outs and got him to second on a steal, but could not advance him. In the bottom of the fourth, Needham threatened. They drew 3 walks, but the first batter to draw a walk, his courtesy runner got thrown out trying to steal third. So they only managed to get 2 runners on with 2 outs and could not advance them. Top of the fifth, Brookline managed to get some runs on the board. A leadoff single by Avery Melton, his first hit of the year. Alec Robin came on as a pinch runner, stole second, went to third on a wild pitch, and then came in to score as Keenan Sawada reached on an E9, although Sawada was thrown out at second, trying to stretch it out. After that, 3 straight walks from Nate Kessler, Connor Jernigan, and Elias Brendel loaded the bases, and Ryan Kravitz drove in Kessler on an RBI infield single. But that would be the last run scored of the game. In the bottom of the fifth, again, Needham threatened with 2 outs, a single and a walk, and then a wild pitch put runners at second and third, but they could not advance them. Top of the sixth, Brookline went down in order. Bottom of the sixth, Needham threatened again with back-to-back hit-by pitches with 2 outs, but went no further. And then in the top of the seventh, Brookline got 1 runner on, but then ended the game on a 5-4-3 double play. And so that is where we have our final. Needham 5, Brookline 2. Brookline falls to 3-6 on the year. And that is going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. If you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I'm going to be covering Brookline boys volleyball tomorrow as they host the Natick High Redhawks. But I'll be back on the baseball diamond next week with games on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribing to the channel can help. If there is anything you would like to say, I encourage you to say it in the comment section down below after the live stream has concluded. Thank you for all the kind notes you left in the live stream throughout this game. And also be sure to go down below to the description section of the video where you can see all the information you need about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. And then in the bottom right corner of your screen, you'll see a few URLs. One of them is for my personal website, jessesports.com. You can find out more about me, the freelance sportscasting services I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. You'll also see my email and my Instagram on there. You can send me an email with any questions or requests you may have. And you can follow me on Instagram, where I sometimes post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, the Needham High Rockets 5, the Brookline High Warriors 2. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.